friends, and welcome to Sunday Side Up Yoga with Amy. I'm Amy, and today we are going to relax our back. So whether you wake up with just a general stiffness or by the end of the day your back is really achy, this practice is going to be perfect for you. So enjoy. We are going to start on our backs just so we can draw all our awareness into the back. So go ahead and roll yourself down onto your mat. Neck is nice and long here, and then go ahead and bring your knees up somewhere over your hips and hang on to them. Now, rather than any work happening down here, I want some work happening in your arms so the back can relax as you just push the knees away and then bring them back. So just breathing in a lot of awareness and gratitude into the back today as you work through these poses, and nothing should ever hurt. But you'll feel something happening, and then you just breathe into that something. So just taking the knees away and bringing them back. And now we'll hold the knees into the heart and start to rock side to side. Just a gentle rock. That probably feels really good. If you tuned into this video, it's because somewhere in your belief system, some TLC for your body is important to you. So great job on that. Hold in the center, and we're going to start to trace some little circles on the low back. So your abs will engage a little as you bring the knees up and in. Tracing like a dessert-sized plate circle on the low back. And then to honor that balance in our bodies, let's go ahead and just switch the directions and circle the other way. Great. And then go ahead, tuck your fingers into the knee creases and lift yourself into a little cocoon. So we're going to really focus on rounding the spine, drawing the tailbone up away from the floor, tucking the chin into the top of the heart, and finding that nice C curve with the spine. And from here, we're going to rock up to a seated position, and then we'll meet in standing. Okay, so we're in standing, feeling nice and balanced and rooted here. We're going to work on some back extensions. So you'll bring your hands to just above your rear here, and we're going to just press the hips forward, opening up through the front body and extension into the back body, and then just come back to a neutral spine. And then repeat that a few times. So pressing forward, and again, there shouldn't be any acute pain here. You might just kind of want to go, oh yeah. And let's do that one more time, really pressing forward into some extension and then neutral spine. Good, we're gonna go down into a very supported halfway fold. So I want you to tone the abs in and then slowly make your way palms down to above your knees, and we'll pause there, really pushing sits bones back equidistant. Knees are nice and soft here. And then go ahead and travel on down. Fingertips slide right down the shins for support, and then let the crown of your head go. So we're just decompressing the spine in this forward fold here. Maybe you nod the head a little bit. Maybe you box the arms, whatever feels good. Remember, you can lay your ribs right down on the thighs, so bend your knees as much as you want to keep this focus in the back rather than traveling into the hamstrings a lot. And one more breath right here. And then go ahead and bend your knees a lot so you can plant your palms, fingers spread down on your mat, and then step back into a plank pose. Holding for just a moment here, working on that core strength. And then from here, press your tailbone up and back into a down dog. And again, knees can stay soft here. We're thinking about lifting the tailbone up toward the sky and pressing the ribs back toward the thighs. If it feels good to pedal the feet here, go ahead and pedal the feet. Relax the neck. Close your eyes for just a moment and actually visualize space between the vertebrae. So a nice long spine lengthened right out. And then from here, go ahead and roll down onto the knees. Plant the wrists under the shoulders. Gently press tops of the feet into the mat and take some cat-cow. So inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, and then lifting the back, rounding through the spine. And repeat. Connect breath to movement. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling into cat. And then we'll come to a flat back here, and we're going to bring our elbows right under the shoulders. Go ahead and slide the feet back into a hover, and again, focusing on some core strength, because the stronger our back is, the less back problems we tend to have. And then lower your knees, lower your thighs, and we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So you're going to draw elbows under the shoulders, lifting through the gaze, kind of drawing shoulder blades into the back of the heart here. Good, and then lower down, sliding the palms down in beyond the shoulders, in by the ribs, and then inhale, loop the shoulders back, lift in the heart, back extension, and we'll lower all the way back down. And from here, press your rear back towards your heels, child's pose. This is a great pose for relaxing and releasing the low back. We won't stay here for too long, but don't worry, we'll be finishing here. Go ahead, draw the belly button in toward the spine, start to round yourself up one vertebra at a time, and then flip yourself onto your back side. And we're gonna be going into bridge. So knees are bent, and this is really important. Keep your feet hip distance apart, and when we roll up and down into bridge, you want to try to avoid letting the knees splay open. So if you do have a yoga block and you want to put it between your knees or inner thighs and give it a little squeeze, otherwise pretend you have one there. Inhale, sitting tall. Now exhale, tuck your tailbone and round back, one vertebra at a time. Lots of control. Your thighs are there for you. If you need some support, hanging onto your thighs, and then rolling all the way down. Good. Slide the heels in closer to the sits bones, hip distance apart. Reach the fingers down long. Good. Now before we take this up into a full bridge, we're just going to do a pelvic tilt. So I want you to draw all your awareness into the low belly and pelvic floor. Inhale, tilt the pelvis and smoosh your low back into your mat. And then exhale, just release. Do that a couple more times. So the very low back is lengthening out, contract, and then release. Do that a couple more times. Now when you do it, make sure you're adding those ever important Kegels. So drawing the sits bones together, squeeze and release. One more time like that. Lots of strength and stretch, and release. And now go ahead and peel all the way up. So contract, tilt, and peel the spine away from the floor, pressing into bridge. And we'll roll that down again as we exhale, one vertebra at a time. Inhale to peel up. Exhale to roll down. Do that again. Just marry your breath and your movement together. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you lower. Great. Open your arms up a little wider to a V or a T. Open the legs just a little wider. We're going to press into the feet just enough so our tailbone and hips lift a couple inches off the ground, and then shift that low hip over to the right so that you can drop the knees left. Just a gentle, easy twist here for the back. If you want to take it one step further, you could bring that top leg and cross it, tucking in the shin under the knee. It'll deepen that stretch a little bit and work its way into your hips along with the back. So you decide which twist is right for you. And maybe make a note to keep that right shoulder blade reaching toward the ground. Beautiful. We're going to take ourselves back to the center. So engage through the abs to help out. And come back to center. Press into the feet. Hips lift gently away from the mat. Shifting right hip to the left and dropping knees right. And then again, stay right here if this twist is working well for you, or take the legs, cross at the knees, Maybe tucking the shin under the opposite knee. And again, noting to bring that left shoulder blade a little closer to the floor if you can. And breathe into that twist. Engage through your abs. Draw yourself back to center. Shift so you're centering the tailbone again. Let's reset the spine in the center. Arms alongside. Peel up into your bridge and down one time. When your tailbone reaches the ground, you're going to bring your knees into your chest and then fold your fingers into your knee creases and make your way back into that C curve that we started with. So spine is nice and rounded out. Now you can either practice by holding here, or if it's okay for your spine, you're going to roll like a ball. So you're going to inhale back and then exhale up. And if that makes you hit flat spots along the spine, then maybe you're not quite ready for the rolling, and maybe just holding the cocoon is the right choice for you. Inhaling back into the top of the shoulders, but not into the neck here. Exhaling to step yourself at the top. Little ab work. Of course, strong abs always lend themselves to not having back problems. They support the back. Let's hold at the top. Pause. And then go ahead and set the feet down all the way to the edges of the mat. So it's a wider base here. And we're going to take a forward fold here. This forward fold is going to focus on our back. So hold onto the back of the thighs. Now inhale, really draw into the thighs, lift the heart, get the spine nice and long. And then you're going to hinge forward with a long spine. And now from here, walk the hands forward. Maybe you reach shins, ankles, or maybe even edges of the feet. You can tuck the fingers under. And then from there, go ahead and just round. So thinking of tipping the chin into the heart. Also, let's travel down the spine. Think of tucking your tailbone further under. Relax the shoulders. Relax the head and neck. And breathe into your beautiful back. Good, one more breath here, and then you'll draw the abs in to round up with support. Good, and we're gonna take a seated figure four here. So you're gonna feel a little in the hips, okay? And also a nice release for the back. So let's take our right ankle and cross it over that left leg. So if you wanna straighten it right out, you can, just don't push on the kneecap. And then you'll go ahead and slide that foot back in close to your sits bones. Maybe even walk your upper body up a little bit. Now, everybody's gonna look a little different in this pose, so, find the place that works for you. Flex that right foot. Stay nice and open through the collarbones. And maybe stillness is really satisfying for you here today, or maybe just a little bit of wiggle and finding a little bit more freedom in that movement feels good. So whatever best suits you. Good, and keeping our shoulders and our collarbones squared to that edge of your mat, we're gonna drop and take a little twist right here. Breathe right down into the low back, into the hip. And then let's go ahead and draw knees back to the center. And extend that left leg out again, and then we'll switch sides. If your wrists need a little break, a little roll, go for it. You know your body best, so just tune in. And then fingers face us again, and we cross left ankle over that left ankle over your right leg, and then move together. Again, stay nice and open through the collarbone. And you probably notice you're a little tighter on one side than the other. That's perfectly normal. So just breathe into it, wherever your body is trying hardest to get your attention. And then you decide if you add the wiggle or not. The only thing that's not optional here is breath. Make sure you're still breathing in and out through the nose. Sometimes if we find ourselves pushing it too far in a pose, we're holding our breath. So that's always a good sign to just back off and breathe. Let's take that twist here. So dropping left foot to the right side, shoulders stay squared. Taking that gentle twist. And let's draw that back to the center. And straighten that leg out again. Good. Let's just take one seated forward fold here. So let's go support it. Hands are going to come out a little behind our hips to the sides. Sit nice and tall. And then use your fingers to just push yourself forward. Good. Tight hamstrings can be a culprit for pulling on the low back as well. So feels good to stretch those out a bit. And then we'll sit nice and tall. And then just turn yourself around and we're gonna meet on all fours. Let's take one more cat-cow for good measure. So many great benefits to the cat and the cow. And find that nice neutral spine. And we're gonna finish off in a child's pose today. So sinking the rear back toward the heels, walking the fingers out, and just allowing the low back to completely release and relax. Take some nice deep breaths, soften the face. Feel your rib cage expand in all directions with your inhale. As you exhale, feel your body sink. Beautiful. One more breath cycle here. Lots of nurturing going into the spine. And then drawing belly button back towards spine, we'll round ourselves up. Good. Let's take one more big, grateful breath in together. Lots of appreciation for our back. And draw right into your heart center. Namaste. Thanks for doing this relaxation for your back with me today. If you haven't subscribed to my page yet, I'd love for you to do that. And you can also click on the little bell if you want to get notifications when I post new videos. And if you haven't liked me on Facebook yet, let's be friends. I also post there when I put up new videos. So if you want to stay in the loop, let's meet up on Facebook too.